back to my channel. I'm Kristen, the maker behind Yarn Theory, and today we are continuing our holiday series. For this series, each week until Christmas, I'll be sharing a quick and easy project that you can complete in time for the holidays. Videos will be posted every Wednesday. Today we will be making the Amina Cowl using the herringbone single crochet stitch. If you're unfamiliar with this stitch, please watch the tutorial that is on my channel before proceeding with this project. I've included a link to it in the description box below. I've also included a link to the free written pattern in the description box as well. And lastly, if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It's a big help to me and you'll be notified each time I post a tutorial. Now let's get started. So just as we did with our earwarmer, you're using the Woolies yarn. You'll need 2 skeins of this and we'll be working them together. You'll also need a 10mm crochet hook, and this will help us to create a relaxed fabric. Grab your measuring tape, a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and 2 stitch markers. To start off, you'll make a slip knot and then chain 61. Once you've completed your chain, do not join it in the round. We'll do that after we complete the first row. We will work this first row into the back bumps of our chain instead of through the chain. So take in your hook, insert it into the back bump of that second chain from your hook, and create a single crochet stitch. And then for all of the remaining stitches, you will work the herringbone single crochet stitch. As previously mentioned, I won't be going into much detail about this stitch in today's tutorial as we used it in our previous tutorial. So definitely go back and review that tutorial and also the Stitches 101 video on my channel if you're unfamiliar with this technique, so that you'll be able to complete this project. Now that we've completed the first row, we are going to join our ends together. Before you join the ends together, take your stitch markers and attach one to the first stitch of the row and the other to the last stitch of the row. This will help you as you're going from round to round to determine which stitches are the correct ones that you should work into. I noticed that as I was working, I was having a hard time deciphering between that chain 1 that's at the beginning of the row and the actual top of the stitch. So the stitch markers definitely helped me along the way. So once your stitch markers are in place, you're going to create an invisible join by inserting your hook from the back to the front around that first stitch that you created in the round. And you'll take the working yarn from the last stitch that you created, and you're going to pull those loops through to the back of that stitch. And then once you've done that, you will turn your work and chain 1. And you do this because the second round of the herringbone single crochet stitch, you actually work back in the direction that you came, and you'll be working your stitches in reverse. So I'm chaining 1, and then where that red stitch marker is where my first stitch of that round will go. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker and then work a reverse single crochet stitch. Before you continue, grab your stitch marker and place it into the stitch that you just created. And now continue. And what you'll do is you'll work the reverse herringbone single crochet into the remaining stitches in your round. And then once you get to the end of the round, you will do the invisible join technique again. So you'll continue doing this until you have a total of 18 rounds. I'll probably come back and chat with you at around round 17, just so I can show you how to join your round again, and then we'll wrap up this project. So we just completed the last stitch of round 17, and I removed my stitch marker. Now I'm going to show you again how to join each round. So you're going to take those loops from your final stitch that you just created, and you're going to pull them through the top of your first stitch of the round. And you'll do this by inserting your hook through that stitch from the back to the front. Take your loops and wrap them around your hook and then pull them through to the back. And I'm just showing you what it looks like from the back. Then for me, I will turn it because it makes it a lot easier to see. And then I chain 1. So now we're on round 18, our final round. I'm going to work this round and then finish it off, and then we're all done. Once you've completed the final round, you'll trim your yarn, and then you're going to complete an invisible join. You'll do this by pulling the yarn all the way through the final stitch, threading it onto your tapestry needle, and then taking your needle and placing it underneath the bars of the top of the first stitch of that round. You'll take the needle and then insert it through the middle of the last stitch of that round, and as you notice, it creates a V that looks just like the other 2 stitches. And so what I'm doing here now is finishing it off by tying a knot to secure my work and then weaving my ends. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing what you all make. If you have any questions, definitely drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.